Welcome to another inspiring episode of HP Unplugged, where we celebrate the phenomenal women of HPCL who have broken barriers and redefined leadership. I'm Shimron, Officer Employee Health, Engagement and Wellness, and it is my privilege to introduce Ms. Anju Jai Misra, an exceptional leader whose career embodies innovation and strategic vision. With extensive experience across retail and LPG SBUs being posted at Delhi and Lucknow, she has also covered several states of North Zone. She currently serves as General Manager Delhi and State Level Coordinator for the oil industry, playing a key role in policy implementation, industry coordination, and operational excellence. A technical expert in electronics, she has driven market expansion, sustainability, and infrastructural modernization. She has orchestrated groundbreaking initiatives from capturing LPG and retail fuel market leadership to commissioning Delhi's first retail outlet in 12 years. Her 7-year tenure with the Ministry of Petroleum enriched her expertise in policy formulation and governance. As Additional Director Demand at PPAC MOPNG, she played a key role in forecasting petroleum consumption for the next 5 decades and contributed to policy papers on private sector expansion in remote areas and sectoral consumption trends. A powerful orator, she has commanded national and international platforms, shaping policies that continue to influence the energy sector. In addition, her deft negotiation skills have not only resolved decades-old legal impasses, but also secured pivotal business expansions, ensuring long-term growth and prosperity for HPCL. Join me in welcoming the exceptional Ms. Anju Jai Misra. Hello ma'am, and welcome to this exclusive interview with HP Unplugged. We are truly honored to have you here with us.
Thank you, Shimron. And first of all, I would like to thank the leadership of this esteemed corporation that I am with for giving me this opportunity to share my life journey.
Ma'am, one of your biggest highlights in your whole career journey has been when you took over the Delhi region as a regional head and you propelled it to number 1 in sales. So what was the boldest decision you made during this period of time and how it fared?
Shimron, it was not just one decision. It was a series of decisions. And being at the market interface, you have to take a lot of bold decisions. So there is no escape from that. It's a matter of survival there. So when I took over Delhi Regional Office in February 23, I also took over as SLC, that State Level Coordinator for Oil Industry. But I realized that in the industry, HPCL has the least number of retail outlets. So first of all, I looked at, the future, how it's going to unfold if I do not push right away to increase the number of outlets. And there was an advertisement coming up, and Delhi was allotted a very few number of outlets because Delhi you normally don't get the site. So I had to, with my team, we put up a lot of presentations to our headquarter, to our zone, and we really requested that in Delhi, when we are state level coordinator, and if we look at the future, how it has to unfold, we have to have more number of outlets. And there I had to place my trust in my team members, in the conviction that they had, and I really went ahead with it. Our headquarter agreed. They gave me a larger number of outlets to be advertised. And I'm very happy to share that we converted the highest number of LOIs. And some of them will be ready to commission by the end of this year also. Another, I would say, a very bold move that I had to make was to free these sites that we have in Delhi of the litigations that go on in the between the landlord and the person who's holding. So one such outlet, which is a very high selling outlet, it's a 1000 KL outlet, And that had been going on, the case had been going on in the High Court, Supreme Court for last 15 years, and there was a litigation with the landlord.
Okay.
And I invited the landlord for discussion, for mediation outside the court, settlement, for a better rental, and he refused. He was just very nasty. He didn't want to come. He said, your predecessors have tried and you can give up on it. Your company is not going to agree, so don't even bother. So I had to swallow my pride, because being head of the retail region, I had to swallow my pride. I said, no, you must come. We'll try to do our best. And there you go. The amount that he quoted was very high. It was just unviable. So I had to conduct a series of meetings, had to connect with him as a friend, after he came down a little, then I put up the proposal to headquarters, and obviously it was again unviable, and headquarters didn't want to, I was not getting any positive signal. And then I roped in my dealer and asked him to pitch in. And it took me quite some effort, but at one point of time I said, this is it, it's either do or die. On one Sunday morning, I called the dealer and I called the sales officer. I said, let's have a meeting at the nearest retail outlet. We all sat together and the discussions went on. And I made him agree to contribute a considerable sum. And we got the approval. And the landlord could settle it outside the court. So I feel very happy and proud, because saved the company of a lot of mean profit that would have gone otherwise to that landlord, and still the case would not have settled. And today we have, at least for a decade, the site is secured. Then I had to put in a lot of efforts we had to modernize the outlets. The outlet should really glow, in the night. And one of the boldest moves I think I did was, the moment I took over, I asked all my team that you please go for late night visits to the outlets, which means between 12 to 4 in the night, and see if the outlets are working. And then we worked on their illumination, we worked on the dealerships. Okay. And I think these are some of the actions that helped me accumulate, little by little volume from each corner. And I could propel this retail regional office to #1 position within that year, and we have continued with that.
Ma'am, just like you mentioned in your story, your success can be deeply tied to some strong relationships that you've built with the dealers as well as the industry stakeholders. So what is your secret to building this strong trust building relationships and long-term relationships?
Well, I guess you can see it through. So yes, Shimron, I'm a believer of a philosophy called Nichiren Buddhism, and when I came across it, I came across some very nice things. So there is a African saying in Zulu, it's called Ubuntu, which means I am because you are.
Okay.
So I have believed that, it's the other person who will help you to achieve what you want to achieve. Okay. You can't do it on your own. So I have always believed in the collaborative effort of people. I believed in their inner potential, the inner goodness that each of us has. And then the collaborative efforts that go in, where we work for the same cause, we work to win towards victory for everyone, not just for me. It is for you and me both. And we work together, and that helped me to conduct a lot of meetings, connect with my stakeholders. Of course, there's a guideline that you must have a meeting every quarter. So I have religiously done that, and maybe more than that. Sometimes for information dissemination, sometimes for sharing success of something, sharing my success, sharing dealers' success. So that helped me to connect a bonding with my network, and I could always, work on that. I could always ask them to align, to win. And that helped me. With the industry, again, I have worked for 7 years in Ministry of Petroleum, where I was working with a group of industry officers only. We were like a family there. So that helped me, where I identified myself as an OMC official and not just as a HPCL officer. I worked in collaboration with these people, and you are with people as friends, they'll help you like that. The moment you want to prove yourself over others, I think that pulls you down. So always believe in the collaborative strength and work on that. And that has, I've experimented it, and I have realized success in that.
Ma'am, that brings me to the next question, which is, as a young female leader in a male-dominated industry, what was one toughest challenge that you faced? How did you break through it? And what is one message that you would like to give such young women who are in the industry in HPCL?
First of all, I never thought that I'm a woman. I thought I'm an officer. I'm an HPCL officer. So any opportunity that can be given, I would grab that opportunity. Way back, 20 years ago or 25 years ago, when the first oil gas conservation fortnight happened, and my boss told me, Anju, you have to compare as an MC at India Gate, and the Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Dave, will be the chief guest. So I was surprised that, it will be a huge gathering, but I took that opportunity. So I think then it would have been difficult. Stereotypes against women have been many. She is a woman behind the wheels or behind the table. So stereotypes have always been there, but I have never let myself be judged by that. I have treated myself to be an equal human being, equally accomplished. It happens that if you feel when somebody judges you and you fall in that place, but I refuse to fall in that place. Because of being posted in Delhi, I have been able to work with many senior leaders and ministers. I have got that opportunity. I worked with senior OMC officials when I was on deputation to Ministry of Petroleum. In fact, I also conducted a LPG safety clinic 20 years ago at a president's house, and in front of Ms. Pratibha Patil when she was the president. So she gave me an award. And very recently a Swachhata week I had conducted with one of the leaders of BJP, where two main leaders of BJP were also sharing the dice. Last year, the Saksham that was held, Minister of State, and I was sharing the same table with him, with the Chairman, CNMD of GAIL, CNMD of IOCL. So that gave me a lot of confidence, and I worked on that. I leveraged my strength as a woman. I bring all that strength, which are hard work, perseverance, never to give up, multitasking. Be a woman and what are the characteristics we all have. I've leveraged those strengths. But the message that I would like the young woman to take from here is, don't again judge yourself that you're a woman, so be entitled to some special privileges. Be ready to work 3 times as much a man to prove yourself. So women, don't shy away. Convert these opportunities, and they become showcase for what you do in your work on your table, because challenges are bound to come. Do not let them scare you away. So make them opportunities and convert them to success, is I would like to share with them.
Ma'am, that is such a beautiful message, and we are already in awe of the achievements you've had so far. Ma'am, you have been an integral part of various forums and campaigns. If I'm not wrong, you were engaged in the Paris International Agency on Emergency Response Conference, and you've made presentations to Secretary Petroleum Niti Aayog. You have been an active member in Women in Public Sector Forum as well. So, how does it shape your approach to leadership, stakeholder engagement, and industry influence?
So Shimran, continuing from my previous reply to this question, that all these forums gave me a lot of knowledge, insight, and I could look inwards. I was posted in Ministry of Petroleum from 2014 until 2021, so a stint of 7 years. And when I realized that the knowledge in petroleum sector, which I have and which is available, is, I really don't know much about it, and there's a vast knowledge which is available. That job gave me the opportunity to interact with consultants, with international forums, and the first assignment that I got there when I joined PPAC, Petroleum Planning and Analysis Cell, I had to update an Indian oil and gas demand outlook. So it was a 200-page book, and I really had to research hard, and when the document was ready, I was so happy, and I was I was so proud that the kind of knowledge I have learned myself and what I have brought out. It was very good. And then I got an opportunity to prepare a modeling. It was called energy modeling demand numbers for petroleum products for all the fuels that we are consuming from 2015 until 2040. So with the help of my team in demand, which involved all OMC officers and we prepared this paper which was presented to Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog also used it for preparing their own paper for energy modeling, and it was presented to our own Ministry of Petroleum. It was well appreciated because the numbers were very close call, very close to what they were actually converting to. And it used a lot of research and lot of modeling was done. And I attended a forum in Paris where the program was on emergency response system. That what happens, how we will respond in case there is an emergency regarding the supply of petroleum products, because India is import reliant, 80% is being imported. So what could be the places to go to, or how we'll resolve the crisis so that our economy is not affected, so that our work doesn't come to a stop. Yeah. So I engaged with consultants all across the world because they were all there, and it was a huge learning. It was a very great experience, and it broadens your how you're looking at things. Coming to the leadership, I try to share as much as possible with my team, show them the bigger picture of what they are looking at and how things will unfold. So I think I learned a lot of skills of mentorship from there. It's like when you have to be the leader, you have to first do it yourself.
Yes.
You have to carry it, it's not that just you ask your team to perform. If you want the team to work hard, you have to work harder yourself. If you have to take proactively very prompt actions, timely actions to provide the result on the table beforehand. And those are all the skills that I think I gathered and sharpened over a period of time with the experience that I had in various places. One of the papers that we prepared with my team was working on the remote districts in November 19 when the new Gazette notification came, how to improve the OMC participation in remote areas. So we drafted a paper which was taken as it is by Ministry of Petroleum. So that kind of reinforced my own conviction in my thoughts and my work. And it's like you have to be cheerful, your spirit has to be indomitable. You can be wrong, it's not that, you can correct yourself. There's nothing wrong in that. To err is only human. Those experiences have been really, great, and a lot of learning was taken from them. I like to share all that learning with my team members so they can also, work towards that, improve and sharpen and shine.
Ma'am, from everything that you have shared with us today, one can easily conclude that you are a visionary leader. So that brings me to the question, what is your vision for HPCL and how do you want your career to be remembered?
So my vision for HPCL is sky is the limit. I see HPCL as the top company, whether it is PSUs or private sectors. And how does that come? That comes with a lot of hard work from all the HPCL officers, a company which is very, very dynamic, very pliant, which is like you're easy to accept feedback and make policies or make changes in the way you handle your customers in the most customer friendly way. Our network to be completely aligned and have a lot of mutual trust with each other. We think of each other, we are collaborative. And this company is into renewables, this company is into anything new. The first one to pick up is HPCL, and the first one to come to customers' mind is HPCL. So yes, I see it in the global Fortune 100 companies. So now coming to the second part, that how I want to be remembered, Chimron. So I want to be remembered as a dynamic leader wherever I was. Whether it was a network I was leading or whether it was a team of officers I was leading. And with all my best efforts, I have really taken it forward and raised the bar, the expectations that people could have from an officer in that position. And do my best to raise HPCL to the next level of performance.
That is such a great aim to have. I'm so inspired from your story, and I'm sure our viewers are inspired as well. Now we would like to switch things up a little bit, and we'll go to a very fun question, which is you do a lot of negotiation and deals, and you also manage dealers regularly. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your bargaining skills, and do you have any pro tips for all the women?
Oh, Shimron, no. I think I'm very poor at bargaining. Negotiation is something different. Negotiation is you bring value to the table and you negotiate on that.
Yes.
So bargaining is just mindless, which I'm not good at, and I don't indulge in that.
Okay, ma'am. We'll have a rapid fire round right now, and I'll ask you questions and you have to be very quick and you have to give me one-liner answers. Can we do that?
Let's try.
Yes. Ma'am, your first question is, what is your hobby?
Did you ever ask Lata Mangeshkar what is your hobby? Or did you ask Shobna Narayan what is your hobby? So I think my hobby is HPCL. The other day I was watching Jashne Khusro last weekend and I was seeing Sartaj performing and he was so happy performing. And I thought, okay, yes, that's how happy I am when I'm on my work table. And that's my hobby.
Okay. Your next question is, biggest misconception that people have about you or your job?
About me and my job, biggest misconception is it's a man's world.
True. Your top 3 book suggestions?
Well, I have given up reading huge, those thick fat books. I read journals. They are easy and help me in multitasking, keep refreshing my ideas, thoughts. And but one of the books, like I said, Dr. Daisaku Ikeda, who is a philosopher, I read most. So every month there are journals, and there is one book which he has written, which is especially for women, Hope of Flowers. It's especially for women to keep your own hope alive and keep your own sunshine on.
Your next question is, who is one business leader you admire the most?
So I think I would think of a political leader here, and I thought of APJ Abdul Kalam, because he said if you want to shine like a sun, first burn like a sun. So wherever you are, the moment you put in hard work and passion, here you are, shine on.
Okay, what is more challenging, handling tough dealers or managing team expectations?
Both are equally tough, but I believe in shifting gears and handling them well.
Ma'am, that was so fun. Thank you so much for joining us today on this special edition of HP Unplugged. We are truly honored to have you, and it was such an interesting story and it was an inspirational story.
Thank you, Shimron. I'm happy, and if it could motivate some of the young women, it will be great. Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your incredible journey, insights and experiences with us. Your dedication to excellence, strategic vision and ability to build strong industry relationships serve as an inspiration to all of us at HPCL. To our viewers, thank you for tuning in to this special episode of HP Unplugged. We hope Ms. Misra's story encourages you to embrace challenges, foster meaningful collaborations, and lead with passion in your own careers. Share your thoughts and feedback in the comments below and join us in celebrating the remarkable leaders who have driven HPCL forward. Until next time, thank you and goodbye.